Ever feel like you work hard, but your money still disappears? I used to feel the same way. It wasn't expensive vacations or big shopping sprees that kept me broke. It was the small things I bought without even thinking. Everything changed when I stopped spending money on just 10 everyday things. They seemed harmless, but together they were costing me hundreds, even thousands over time. Some of them might surprise you, and I bet one of them is something you've already spent money on this week. This isn't about giving up everything you enjoy. It's about making smarter choices so you can keep more of your money and use it to build a life you actually want. Let's get into the 10 things I stopped buying to make more money. Number 1, food delivery on a whim. This was my personal kryptonite. I'd have a long day at work, come home, see a fridge full of perfectly good food, and I'd still find myself scrolling through a food delivery app. Sound familiar? I was paying a huge amount of extra money just for convenience, not for the food itself. With all the delivery fees, service fees, and a tip, a $10 meal could easily turn into a $30 expense. So I made a simple rule: no delivery if there's food at home. That one change alone saved me hundreds of dollars a month, which now gets put straight into my savings account. Number 2, bottled water. This one feels like it's no big deal because each bottle is so cheap. But something that's cheap every day becomes expensive every month. Depending on where you live, bottled water can cost thousands of times more than the water that comes right out of your tap. I bought a reusable water bottle and started filling it up at home. The bottle paid for itself in less than 2 weeks, and now it's just pure savings. Number 3, impulse online shopping from ads. You know how this goes. You're just scrolling on your phone, not looking for anything, and an ad pops up. It makes you feel like you need this item right now. And because it's so easy, you've clicked and bought it in under a minute. That's not really shopping. That's a company making a decision for you, not you making a decision for yourself. I made a rule to wait 24 hours before buying anything from an ad. Most of the time, I forget all about it and I save my money. Number 4, items just because they're on sale. This is the biggest trick in the retail playbook. Buying something just because it's 60% off. You see a suit that was $900 and is now on sale for $300. You didn't save $600. You spent $300 that you weren't planning to spend. It doesn't matter if it's a fancy kitchen gadget or a cheap t-shirt. My rule now is simple. If I wouldn't be willing to buy it at full price, I don't buy it just because it's on sale. Number 5, fast fashion and single occasion clothes. Buying a cheap outfit just for one Saturday night or a special hat for one event is a total waste of space and money. These fast fashion items are made to be cheap, and they often fall apart or go out of style very quickly. You end up with a closet packed with clothes, but feel like you have nothing to wear. Instead, I started to invest in a few high-quality pieces that last for years. It keeps my home from getting cluttered and my bank account full. All right, we're halfway through the list. If this is giving you some ideas, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube you're enjoying the video and really helps the channel grow. And let me know in the comments which one has surprised you the most so far. I'd love to read them. Number 6, the Unused gym membership. Oh, I was so guilty of this. For years, I wasn't paying for fitness. I was paying for the idea of being fit. I had a fancy gym membership that cost me $1,200 a year, and if I'm being honest, I was lucky if I went 5 times a month. I was paying for access to the gym, not for actual results. So I quit. I stopped buying a membership and started building a real routine. I bought a set of resistance bands and a yoga mat, and I started using free workout videos online. I go for runs outside of my neighborhood. My fitness level is higher than ever, and my bank account is $1,200 richer every single year. Number 7, extended warranties. You know when you buy a new laptop or a TV, and the cashier asks if you want to add a 3-year warranty? Retailers love selling these. In most cases, these are overpriced and cover things that the normal manufacturer's warranty already covers. A survey from Consumer Reports found that 55% of people who buy an extended warranty never end up using it. It's often better to just take good care of your stuff and self-insure by saving that extra cash instead. Number 8, branded things and the latest tech. Splurging on big-name designer labels or needing the newest iPhone the second it comes out is a guaranteed way to stay broke. A lot of times we buy these things to impress other people, but those people usually aren't even paying attention. A new phone can lose a huge amount of its value in the first year alone. Instead of focusing on my place in the estimation of others, I started focusing on my own happiness and well-being. Number 9. Housing upgrades I couldn't really afford. This one is so sneaky. The second I got a pay raise at work, my first thought used to be, great, I can finally afford a bigger, nicer apartment. I was tying my spending to the lifestyle I thought I should have, not the one I actually needed. So I stopped looking at my home as a status symbol. It's purely a functional, comfortable place to live now. By choosing to live in a modest apartment that costs well below the 30% of income rule, I freed up a huge amount of cash every single month. That extra money that would have just gone to a landlord for a room I didn't need now goes straight into my investments. Number 10. Unnecessary monthly bills. This one is a quiet drain you might not even see. I'm talking about subscriptions and automatic payments. First, I did a deep dive into all of my insurance policies. I found I was paying for a level of car insurance on my old car that just wasn't worth it anymore. By making a few calls and raising my deductibles a little bit, I cut my yearly bill by several $100s without losing the protection I really needed. Then, I looked at streaming services. You don't need 5 different platforms to watch shows you barely have time for. I picked my top 2 favorites, canceled the rest, and instantly saved about $30 a month. So what's the common thread in all of this? This was never about giving up things I truly loved or enjoyed. It was about taking back the money I was spending without even thinking about it. Money spent out of habit for a moment of convenience or to try and keep up with other people. When you cut out the impulse buys, the forgotten subscriptions, and the big lifestyle costs, you free up more than just money. You free up mental space. You stop being a passive consumer and start being the active designer of your financial life. You finally get to tell your money where to go, and you can direct it toward what actually matters: your freedom, your security, and your future. So, are you ready to take control? I have a challenge for you. Track your spending for just 7 days. Write down every single dollar you spend. Then pick just one thing from this list to stop buying this week. Just one, and that's the list. Which one are you going to stop buying first? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more simple money tips, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.